indeed. Here they go.
So here we are then. It says race 2B, but bear in mind this is, because of the unusual circumstances, the first race of the day in the British Mini Bikes Pit Bike Stock 160s for 2018 round 5. Andrew Jones will begin this one from pole position with Darren Savage alongside him. Joseph O'Neill and Alan Brooks will make up row 2. On row 3 of the grid we find David Barfoot and Paul Ward. And then it'll be Tom Harrison making his BMB debut with Barry Prue alongside on the 4th row of the grid. Matthew Putland and Pete Wadsworth will round out the top 10. Hugh Jones will start from 11th on the grid, and he has Tom White for company on row 6. Mark Hancock will start on the 26 bike from 13th, with Ryan Sharples alongside him. On row 8 we find Simon Ward, first of the riders to not get below 1 minute during qualifying, but I get the impression from the time gap that maybe he only got in 1 lap or something like that in qualifying. He starts 15th. Kira Williamson looks to be in fairly similar situation, starting 16th. And then we get a whole host of riders who weren't, for whatever reason, able to set a time. We had James Mostiker, Stuart Poole, Axel Dowley, William Holland, Harry Webb and David de Groot round out the 22 bike grid. But I wonder if some of those riders, Jacob, may have struggled to also get out for this race.
We have 9 bikes on the grid. Andrew Jones takes his place at the front. Joseph O'Neill in behind him. We have the 14, who I can't quite see, and the 44, which is Tom Harrison in 4th place.
Okay. So clearly quite a bit of change to this grid, but finally we're away with some racing again.
Yeah, Andrew Jones takes the leads. Joe O'Neill's not far behind. Tom Harrison takes 3rd into the hook.
Yeah, guiding their way carefully in these wet conditions. Bit of standing water in the hook as they come onto the Bomber Straight, heading towards Surtees, the double apex left-hander. As they work their way through. Oh, and there's a rider who... Was that a rider stationary there on the straight that I saw? I'm not sure about that, but they're working their way through the midsection for the first time. Down towards Chandler's, through there, nice and cautious, as they need to be. And then they go here right into the Dell, which will take them onto the back straight. Look at the standing water now. Tricky surface change here onto the back straight. You get a sudden change in the level of traction, but they've navigated it well as they head down to Raymond's hairpin for the first time and come round to complete the first lap of racing we've seen for some 2.5 hours. Andrew Jones it is who leads across the line, but Joseph O'Neill is right with him. Tom Harrison is in 3rd with David Barfoot 4th. Tom White, Paul Ward, Matthew Putland, Mark Hancock and Kira Williamson round out the field.
Just as you said that, Howard, David Barfoot lunged Tom Harrison into the hook. He's taken 3rd place.
Lovely move there.
Back with our leaders now, Andrew Jones and Joe O'Neill.
Yep.
Jones looks to have the measure of him at the minute, but we have 12 laps in this race. Expect to see a tight battle.
Yeah, and it is one of, I suppose, one of the positive things to take with the delays we've had. At least we are getting, for the moment at least, we're going to run full 12-lap races, albeit just the 1 race in each of the classes. So that's something at least, as there's real pressure now coming from Joe O'Neill on Andrew Jones for the lead of this one. How will he get traction off the last corner? He gets good traction. Is he going to have the inside into the hook? He was looking for it, but Andrew Jones was wise to it, positioned himself well there going into the hook. So Jones holds on to it ahead of O'Neill as they come onto the Bomber Straight and into Surtees, this double apex left-hander once again, and then it'll be into the long right-hander of Matt Werters. Coming in there, getting a late apex onto that. They've got to be careful with the exit curb there. That's not the nicest curb on the exit of that corner. Through the Lancaster curve / straight, depends on what your interpretation of what a corner is, and then through the right-hander at Chandler's and heading towards the Dell.
Down in 3rd place, David Barfoot has dropped Tom Harrison. Tom Harrison earlier mentioned to me that he does not have wet tyres. I think he's on what you would call intermediates. But Barfoot looks to be joining the fight for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Barfoot drawing them in, isn't he? And once again, O'Neill just has a little positions himself on the inside just to see here. And Barfoot is right with them now, isn't he? On the 36 bike. This is now very much a 3-horse battle for the lead of this one.
He's very much enjoying these conditions by the looks of things, Howard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the battle of the 2 Toms over 4th place further down the road. Tom Harrison leading Tom White for that at the moment. But all eyes at the moment are on this lead battle, working its way, weaving its way through this more technical midsection of the lap here at Llandow.
Yes, considering how quickly Barfoot closed up on them, I think he's just taking it easy in terms of overtaking. You'd think he's got a bit more pace than these two, judging by the last 2 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. They head into the Dell, and again, O'Neill positions his bike to the inside. If nothing else, just making it very obvious to Jones that he is there. As they come down the hanger straight, O'Neill's looked more confident into Raymond's than Jones, but it's nothing on there. He'll try and get the drive off the corner again. These riders matching each other very well at the moment.
Yeah, a quick look over the shoulder from O'Neill. He knows Barfoot is there. O'Neill takes a very different line than the other two through that last hairpin. Takes a bit of a tighter line, but doesn't seem to be much of a difference between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Ward and Matthew Putland having a good battle over 6th place further down the order. We've still got some 8 laps of this one remaining, so plenty of chance, opportunity for this top 3 and many others throughout the field to change. You can see there the battle that just came into shot there. I think that may have been the 2 Toms battle. Tom Harrison still leads Tom White in that battle for 4th place as our leaders come onto the back straight one more time. And they're soon, I believe, going to be coming upon some traffic here, so that might break this battle up a bit, give it an opportunity to just anything that just changes the rhythm of it can be all a rider needs to open up the opportunity here, as there's been a change for 4th behind these 3. Tom White now ahead of Tom Harrison as they cross the line there, so done in the latter half of the lap there. I think there they go by, that's Kira Williamson, who's just focusing on keeping up her own rhythm there in this race. But now real challenge here for 2nd place, and up the inside of Chandler's, is he going to go? Yes, he is. Barfoot past O'Neill for 2nd place, and that was a lovely move there. Well positioned, well timed, and that's what that more technical part of the lap is about, particularly in these damp conditions. Can you get good drive off of Matt Werters there? And Barfoot's thinking about going the whole way here, isn't he? He's going to try up the inside of Raymond's, is he? Not on there. Andrew Jones positioned his bike well there. Just a little over to rider's right, just to make it clear. I'm not going to let you do this unchallenged. But fantastic riding here from these 3 riders, not least the now 2nd place David Barfoot.
Yes, I thought Jones would have a brief bit of respite there, given the overtaking manoeuvre seemed to cost Barfoot a second or 2, but they are right back on the leader now. Yeah,
fantastic stuff this. This is where Barfoot had good drive off the corner last lap and was able to get past O'Neill, but Andrew Jones matching him a bit better on this lap. Through Chandler's they go, and now heading towards the Dell. And the camera angle there made me think he got very good good traction there, did Barfoot. He did, but so did Jones as they come on to Hanger Straight once again.
This time not looking at the inside, goes to the outside to see if he can get a better drive off the corner. Let's have a look now as he does. And yes, across the line they are side by side. He'll have the inside for the hook, and Barfoot takes the lead.
Lovely move, got the drive off the corner, good traction, side by side, and that was the inverse of what we saw happening a few laps ago between, I think it was O'Neill and Jones, where O'Neill couldn't quite make that position work for him. But Barfoot now will look to get a bit of a gap here, as there's a change as well in the battle of the 2 Toms. Oh no,
Rider
that's the leader down. That was the 36. That was David Barfoot down. We were both looking away then, because we were both noting that the two Toms, Tom Harrison has got back past Tom White for 4th place, but that is our leader, David Barfoot, off the road and stopped just coming out of Surtees. That is gutting for him. I was just about to say that the pace he's been setting is in of itself highly impressive. He's the only rider to have dipped below a minute when the other riders are setting 1-minute ones. Oh, that is a disappointment there for David Barfoot. He did so well to take the 3rd place and then get onto the back of the top 2 and then pass them. But it just wasn't to be. That will be a bitter pill for David Barfoot to swallow, no doubt about that. Andrew Jones then it is who takes the lead again. Joseph O'Neill on his tail as we've just got 4 laps to go.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that. Barfoot is now running again. He's coming down into the final hairpin. Carries on riding as well. He will not be coming into the pits. 4 laps, Howard. Surely too late for him now to recover. But yeah, he's down in 8th place.
He's now some 30 seconds down the road in penultimate last on the road. And yeah, gutting for him. It does, of course, though, mean that the two Toms are now battling over the last of the podium places. Not sure if they'll have clocked that the rider who they saw stricken at the side of the road was one of the ones ahead of them. But either way, they're now locked into battle for the last of the podium positions here.
So Jones and O'Neill cross the line. There are 3 laps, so I should say, remaining of this one. They are top and tail going through the hook. We are following them now on screen. Interesting to see how this one pans out, Howard.
Yep, and for a moment O'Neill's been good at that this race, just looking confident, taking him a tighter line on the inside. It keeps making me think he's sending one up the inside, but he's holding station. He's going to pick his moment well there. Tom Harrison in 3rd place now has a bit of a breathing space over Tom White. He's 2.2 seconds up the road, and that's only slightly less than the gap from Tom White in 4th back to Paul Ward now. So plenty going on in the mid-pack. Matthew Putland is still with them as well. So good little battle going on here, but the question here is, can Joe O'Neill mount a challenge for the lead of this race in the last couple of laps as they come around now to start the penultimate lap? Into the hook they go once more. The right, left, right. Important to get good drive out of here down the Bomber Straight towards Surtees.
As a challenge for 5th. 4th, I should say.
Yeah.
After Barfoot's gone.
Yeah, and Tom White has got past Tom Harrison. In fact, Tom Harrison's dropped down the order there.
I think that's a transponder issue, Howard.
Okay.
I did see Tom Harrison come past.
Okay, fair enough. Meanwhile, whilst we've been looking at that, there has been a change here. There has been a change. O'Neill has got past Jones. Apologies, we didn't comment on that. Looking at the action coming through the hairpin in the battle for 4th, which is closed right up. No, for 3rd, sorry, I should be saying. But Joe O'Neill has now got to the head of this one and is pulled out a little bit of a breathing space here as he takes a tighter line into Raymond's. Will that give Jones an opportunity to get back at him? No, it won't, and they're going on to the final lap. This has had several different leaders, but at the moment it's Joe O'Neill with the bragging rights.
Yeah, so that man you saw on screen holding out a white board, that is the last lap board. Expect to see that a few more times throughout the day. We'll mention Dave Barfoot, fastest man on track for the last 2 laps, is closing in on 7th place. But this race is now between Joe O'Neill and Andrew Jones.
Yeah, definitely a case of what might have been for Barfoot. This, though, is the battle for the last of the podium spots. But the leaders now are coming back up towards the final sector of the lap. In fact, they're coming onto the back straight now. So heading towards Raymond's. Joe O'Neill, you know, they've both ridden brilliantly here, but Joe O'Neill it is who's going to round the last corner at Raymond's and take the bragging rights, or is he? It's going to be close across the line, actually. My goodness me! And it is Joe O'Neill by just under 0.3 of a second. And on the last lap, Andrew Jones sets the fastest lap, 59.015. My goodness me, no wonder it was close. That was a dramatic finish to an already eventful race there at the front of the field, and we really don't know who is it going to be who crosses the line in third. I think it's going to be Tom White who takes it. Brilliant ride from him, gets the third place. Paul Ward finishes fourth, Matthew Putland in fifth. David Barfoot in the end gets back, recovers to sixth. Tom Harrison will finish seventh, Mark Hancock in eighth, and then Kira Williamson will finish ninth. Well, there may only have been 9 bikes out there, but I was thoroughly entertained by that one, Jacob. That had a really decent amount of battling.